He was. He was.
Yeah, good person. Yep.
I hear someone else.
Hi,
Oh,
Margaret Honeyacre.
Hi, Margaret.
Hi, Margaret.
Hi.
hi, Margaret.
I finally got
Hi,
through.
Judy.
A couple of times they said I'd have to try again. My call did not go through.
Yeah, I got that problem too. This is Marion. Margaret, how are you?
I'm fine, Marion. How are you?
Okay, I'm giving everybody else the number out when it comes to the meeting number. I couldn't even get the meeting number right until I hooked up my phone again to see it.
I know. There's a lot
so
of
many
numbers to
numbers.
remember, isn't there,
You
Marion?
better believe it.
Oh yes, I got a good memory though. But I looked on there and got it. And
If you
Well,
don't
I
put
have
the
it on a
numbers
tape
fast
recorder.
enough, then you lose your place, and then you got to go back again.
Right.
hmm
Yeah, Don.
Mm-hmm. And I did it.
I did too.
Yeah.
Good
Okay,
afternoon,
Margaret. Okay, who's on the phone?
Phyllis.
I'm on the phone, Margaret.
Okay, Margaret. We got Don and Judy. We got Faith Meadows. We got
Oh,
Mr.
hi,
Bossy.
Hi, Margaret. How are you doing?
I'm
We
great.
got-
Thank you.
We got Mr. Bossy, our boss there. Mr.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
hi, Mr. Bossy.
Hello.
And Kathy.
And Phyllis,
And Kathy.
Phyllis,
Wonderful.
Phyllis just joined us from Port Huron.
Hi, Phyllis.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, Marion
Hi.
Ward from Dearborn Heights.
Hi, Phyllis. Yeah.
Hi.
It's Don and Judy.
Hi,
Faith
Phyllis.
Meadows.
Hi.
It's Margaret Honeyacre from Niles, Michigan.
Hi. Wayne won't be here today.
Okay.
He won't?
No, he's in the hospital. He had a heart attack yesterday.
Oh,
Oh, no.
No.
We got to pray for him. We got
Who
to
had
pray
the
for
heart
him.
attack?
Wayne LaPierre.
She said Wayne. Margaret. I think that was Margaret asked who was it.
Yeah.
Good
I
morning,
think she said
everybody.
Wayne.
Good
Hi.
morning. Who's that?
Rosemary.
Hi, Mo Rose
Hi,
Marie.
Rosemary.
Hi,
Hello,
Rosemary.
everybody.
And Gwen just
We
joined.
have someone who's just a number. I don't know who this is. 775-041.
That's
It's not
Gwen.
even a phone number. Oh, I
Oh,
see her
that's-
over there now.
We'll call her Gwen Stefani.
Hi, Gwen. This is Marion from Dearborn Heights.
Hi, Marion.
Hi.
Can't hardly hear her. She needs to turn
Yeah.
up her volume.
A little low.
Okay, I forgot, Roger, when you want to go off, you do *6.
Yeah, if you want to mute yourself, it's *6, Marion.
*6
Okay, then,
is mute.
okay, what's *9?
*9 is raise your
When
hand.
you want to go in. *6 is when you tune out.
Star
Wait a
nine
minute,
is to *9 is to raise your hand. *6 is to mute and unmute.
Oh, okay, okay, got you, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, have some lunch. You all chicken and Hawaiian rolls. So that's what I got, and Pepsi.
Good for you.
Sounds good.
Hey, Marion, my son and I smoked a couple of chickens this week
Did you?
in a smoker.
Mm-hmm.
And it really turned out nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The smoked
Made it.
turkey.
We
But
made
Mr.
a peach whiskey barbecue sauce.
Oh, I bet you that was delicious.
Had a little bit of whiskey in it and some peach preserves, and it was really
Oh, that sounds very good.
Well, I'm gonna do a barbecue sauce. I'm gonna do a barbecue sauce, but I'm gonna put bourbon in mine.
Hey, you guys.
Yes.
I'm too far away to join you.
That's okay, Margaret.
Join them.
But
Hey,
you're
Margaret,
making my
that's
mouth
okay.
water.
Hey, Margaret, that's okay. I'm all the way on the other side of the state, too. So.
Yeah, you are too, Rosemary.
Well, we can do
Yeah,
a virtual picnic.
yeah. But you know,
Margaret is really both.
But you know, Roger, they say once you do a smoked turkey, you won't go back to baked turkey anymore.
Yeah,
A fried
That's
turkey.
right.
I believe it.
Yeah, fried turkey people say is wonderful.
I love
Yeah.
deep fried turkey.
Okay, do you know what the German name for smoked goose is? Speckans.
Speckans?
Speckans. Uh-huh.
Wow.
My sister-in-law and my mother used to have smoked goose, and they would slice the breast. Oh my goodness, so thin you hardly could have a bite of it.
You can see right through it, huh?
Yeah, but it was delicious. It was delicious, but it was speckans.
Specon. Oh, okay.
We're hearing a voice in the background. I'm not sure what that is.
Sounds like somebody's computer or something.
Yeah, it does.
Someone doesn't have their headphones plugged in. Jaws is talking out loud.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, that's me. I apologize.
Okay.
I was looking
That's
for
okay.
I was looking for a particular setting. I apologize, guys.
The building gave us, this is Marion Ward talking, and I'm trying to figure it out. The building gave us let's see, what is this thing? It's Google. It's like a TV that you can play games and stuff on.
Oh, how nice.
Music. It says, let's see.
Is it like a tablet?
It's like a tablet, but it's not a tablet. It's more like a TV thing. And it's 800. It says Google. It says Nest. Let's see. Nest Hub Max. Google Nest Hub Max. It's like a TV. But you have to put your information in. You can watch TV, play games, play videos, and everything on here.
Well,
Like, and you also make telephone calls on here.
How big is the screen?
Videos, huh?
How big is the screen for watching TV?
Well, it's like about a 4. I think it's a 14. Let me make sure, Don.
Hello,
Who's talking?
Ron Hopkins.
Hi, Ron.
Who's this?
This is Marion Ward from Dearborn Heights.
Yes. Okay, I got in. Well.
Yes, you did.
So who's
Welcome.
all in here?
Way to go, Ron. So let's, we had somebody else join too, I think. Maybe not. I think looks like we're set with people right now. Let's, so we've got Phyllis from Port Huron. And Phyllis, I'm sorry, I still can't pronounce your
That's
name.
okay.
We have Gwen and Rosemarie, Kathy Koning. Looks like Andrea Ordaway just joined. Marion Ward, Don and Judy Lang, Faith Meadows, and Margaret Honeyjager.
You got it.
Hunterjager. So good. Ron, I'm glad you joined us. We've missed you.
Well, I've missed you guys too. So Faith, you're still here, Faith?
Yes, I am. What do you mean?
Oh my gosh!
Don't you
Well, no,
dare.
because the thing was, she would. I was one of her clients 20-something years ago at the center.
Well, I'm not
I
working
was also about 30 years ago.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh my goodness!
The thing I remember about Faith Meadows was she always wore heels, and as she walked down the hallway, it always was click, 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 click.
That's
You know what? I may be going back there this fall for what they call the attack program.
Oh, good.
Oh yes, that's a good program. It's very in depth, so you better get it together before you go.
Have you? Because I'm working with Karen Silke, if you know who she is.
I
Yes,
don't.
I do.
And
know
then
Karen.
and then Joe Todd has worked with me for 5 months to get me to the point where we're 98% there. All he's got to do now, we're working on Microsoft Excel after this, because he's not going to go really into deep depth on that, but he wants to test my typing speed. But he said, I don't even see a problem with that.
That's great. Well, it's a difficult program. It's a lot to learn. A lot to learn. So just make sure you take good notes.
Well, I've got a Victor Stream.
Oh,
or
hey.
Victor Trek.
Yes, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you'll make it. Are you planning on going into employment or anything?
Customer service.
All right.
Like one of those. It's one of those things where somehow, I don't know how it works, but you get calls generated through the computer and then you search for stuff. I don't know how it works, but
I don't either.
Well, they'll train you on it. And everybody, you know, Ron's going to hate me, but I've known Ron since he was 7 years old. So
well, we went to ski. We went to Ski for Light.
Yeah, Ski for Light is where I met Ron. He was only 7 years old at the time.
And she had this great big fluffy golden retriever named Thelma, and the dog was a big baby.
Yeah.
And
that was when I first came to Muskegon from Salt Lake.
Really?
And this is Marion Ward. I've been knowing Faith ever since God knows when, because we used to be bowling partners together. We was on the same team.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, it's amazing how we've known each other for so many years, because Marion, I've known you ever since we started going to winter camp together.
Yeah, 93. I met you in 93.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 93?
Is Roger Yates still among us?
In Faith, I met you then, I think. Before then.
I don't know. I know he moved to Lansing, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything about him. Roger Yates.
I've seen him on the Cyril on Samnet. I've seen a blog of his on Samnet. I was like, I first saw the name, I'm like, Roger Yates, you're part of Cyril? Holy moly.
Oh, really?
I'll
have to see if I can get in touch.
Now, is John Bowes still in Kalamazoo?
Yes, as far as I know, he's still in Kalamazoo. Yep.
Yeah, I remember John Bowles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dave Greenwald.
He's still in Kalamazoo.
Dave Greenwald, and this is odd because a lot of people always told me that they had a hard time with him, but Dave
was nice. I don't know why anybody would have a hard time with him. He's a good guy.
Well, when I first started working with him, he could be a little rough around the edges, but when we started when we started working toward the dog that I had, because he helped me, he was instrumental in helping me getting my first service leader dog. And what he did, he always would tell you the parts that you screwed up on when we go back from a mobility lesson, but then he'd go and he's like, well, you didn't do so well here, but he says, you're making progress on this. And he always said, I'm going to make a dog user out of you yet. He said,
oh.
Yeah, Dave and I never got along. Dave and I butt heads all the time.
I think I met Faith when I went down in 1987 for just a couple of weeks of computer training, but that's the only contact I ever had with the center.
He can cuss like a sailor.
Well, with Bob Tinney and Roger, what's his face?
Roger Yates.
Yeah, Roger Yates and Bob Tinney.
Yeah, I remember Roger Yates
when I went down there.
Hello.
Yeah, I remember Roger Yates, and he was kind of hard to get along with. And what was the other guy? Paul. What was his name?
Paul Glass.
Yes, I remember him.
Yeah, I never had any contact with him.
And Virginia. Remember Virginia?
Yes. I can't remember her last name.
Yep,
right, Virginia.
Because the only reason I went down is for computer training for my workplace. So I was there for 2 weeks, and that's when I got my very first DOS computer with the 5 1/4 inch discs, and one disc ran the computer, and the other one was my data disc. It was interesting back in the day.
Well, what about Chuck Nagy? You know, he worked with the STAND program. Is he still there, Faith?
No, Chuck. I haven't heard anything about Chuck in a long time.
Yeah. Then I heard that he had went somewhere else, so I don't want to say he quit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
it's funny.
There's so many.
It's funny because Roger Yake, this is Roger Yake. You meet him and he's like, "Oh, this is Roger Yake, and I'm going to be your counselor." And I'm like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, I know. You got that feeling too. Yeah, and I didn't even have him as a counselor.
When I went down for the 2 weeks, I don't believe I had a counselor. If I did, I didn't know who it was because I may have met them just the one time. But when Bob Tinney wasn't there and Roger was trying to help me, he would say, "Well, you're supposed to do this and this and this." And I said, "No, Bob told me to do this and this and this."
Roger, I got along with Roger. He was so laid back, though. It's like nothing ever bothered him. He's like,
Exactly.
You're kidding.
No, I mean, they always
had
called
no
him Mr.
problem.
Excitement.
Yeah, because I just only dealt with Chuck Nagy because I was only there for about a month or so for the stand program.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said I didn't have any problem with Roger. It was just sometimes that he thought I should do something different than what Bob told me to do. But when I explained to him that Bob told me to do this and that, then he went ahead and did that. So that was all right.
But Dave Walgreen, I didn't have any problem with him. I didn't have any problem. Greenwald. I'm sorry.
Not
Dave Greenwald.
Greenwald.
I had no
Okay.
problem with him. I didn't either. With any of them.
No, they were pretty nice.
Larry King, none of them.
Good morning, Art. Art just joined us.
Hi, Art.
I just got here. We've been out of town for 3 days. Got in late last night and completely forgot about this meeting. I just got a reminder 20 minutes ago. I said, "Oh, okay." So we hurried home and just got in the door.
Well, so far we've just been doing how we all met and experiences at the training center.
The training center.
Hello, Chaplain.
Oh, let me ask, is the Commission for the Blind still exist, or they just got the one in Lansing for everybody?
No, they're still
The
there.
commission isn't there anymore.
There's one right here in Detroit in Wayne County. It's actually, I'm dealing with them right now because they're helping me go through a job training.
No, it's just called the Bureau of Blind Services. It's no longer called.
Well, but I'm saying, it's still one in Detroit, Faith?
Yeah, of course. But, because of the COVID, they weren't really meeting with people. They were meeting by telephone. But I think you can call down there now because everybody's supposed to have gone back to the offices by the 1st of July. So I'm sure.
Okay, what do they call it now?
Bureau of Services for Blind Persons.
Okay, Bureau of Services for Blind Persons. Okay, all right.
Now, you said Gwen is here too?
Yes, hi, Art.
Hello.
How you doing, Gwen? Nice to talk to you again.
I'm good.
Makes me happy as a clam.
Oh my Lord, here he goes again with that clam.
So
I always wondered just how happy a clam was.
I'm curious. I'm curious about something. We had a person named Brenda Brown that went to camp. I know she was in bad health. Did she succumb to that, or is she still?
From what I gather,
Brenda's still alive.
Yeah, she's still alive, but she had another stroke too.
Mm-hmm.
From what I gather, she's been having strokes off and on. So,
Brenda.
Ooh. I remember.
So just keep her in your prayers, though.
Yeah,
she's a joy to be around. I mean, she
is.
One of the
she really is.
People
Mm-hmm.
So, Andrea, you're in here too?
Andrea Harris? No.
Andrea Ordway was here until just a moment ago.
Mm-hmm.
She might be having a phone problem.
I've been going through my own nonsense. I just came out of a treatment. I had to get critters out of my doggone apartment.
Oh, I got you.
Let's not talk
well, I think we all have that kind of problem, Ron. I think we have that, so.
Well, it wasn't pleasant, trust me.
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
Tough problem to deal with.
Yeah, a month and a half. Holy moly! It's like I don't ever want to go through that again.
Well, at least you got rid of them. That's the main thing.
Well, I'm getting new.
I have to tell
company come in?
This is Margaret Honeyegger. I have to tell you, good people, that I went to Luther, Michigan and celebrated my brother's 100th birthday.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
And the little town that
God
he
bless
lives
him.
in,
God bless
it's like
him.
350 population.
Oh.
And people lined up for 3 blocks, at least 3 or 4 blocks on the sides, both sides of the street. And the sheriff came in with his car and sirens. And my brother and my younger brother drove my 100-year-old brother down the street of Luther, and behind him they had 4 big fire trucks and 2 fire pickups.
That's great.
What a
And he only
wonderful celebration.
And he only
Did he get his letter?
he only received 197 cards.
Well, did he get a letter from the President of the United States?
That
Because
I don't
think-
remember if he told me or not.
So
Okay.
you're not
You know,
very
Larry.
much-
You know, Larry Young. He turned 100 on March the 10th. So congratulations to him.
Yeah.
But he has Alzheimer's now. So they're gonna move to, I think, Sterling Heights, Michigan, something like that, in a assisted living place.
Well, my brother's mind is sharp as can be, and he went through the Battle of the Bulge and had his feet frozen. And fortunately, they had wanted to amputate at different times, but he will not let them do that. So he kind of hobbles when he walks, but he manages. He's up and about.
Okay.
So
Congratulations. I like that. That's great. I mean, if you can be an older age and be in your mind is sharp and everything like that, that's a blessing. I wish I can do that.
Amen to
So
that.
Margaret,
yes.
How many years? Because I thought somebody said you're in your 90s right now.
I will be 96 in July.
Oh,
okay.
my. Congratulations.
And I'm in my own home, and I do my own cooking and my cleaning. I do not climb on a step ladder anymore to wash windows.
Good.
Now, are you coming back to camp with us next year?
I will have to wait and see when next year comes.
Well, someone else on the phone is in her 90s. In fact, she's 90 on the dot in Faith Meadows.
Yeah.
Yep, I turned 90 in March.
Holy smokes.
Yes. Well, no, you take that backwards. I'm a baby. I'm 0 and 9 years old.
That's right.
But my mind is good. It's not. I haven't gone back in my childhood as far as my thinking and my thought process. I think I'm doing good. You don't know until somebody tells you. You forgot what you were saying.
The weird thing is, I'd see her every day at the center, and I'd be sitting in that the non-smokers lounge, and they had the coffee pot there, and her and Roger and all the staff, whoever they were, would come in and get the coffee, and I'd greet them every morning when I was there.
Exactly.
And I'd drink coffee with them. I mean, see, a lot of these staff people were my friends. They weren't just instructors. I got to know them very well, and John was wonderful to me and whatnot. When I went to Arkansas, he actually called me when I was at Lions World and talked to me, and I was just stoked. I'm like, John, it seems like it'd been so long since I had talked to him. It was absolutely wonderful.
But they're always friendly, though. They really were. I mean, when I was up in Kalamazoo, I really enjoyed myself for what I had to go up there for. But I like people, and I like friendly people. But when they go the other way, then it's time for me to go. I won't argue with them.
Does anyone know about this man that Joe Todd refers to as Chick
Toda?
Shig Dakota?
Yeah, he's going to be, not Shigtoda?
He retired, I thought I heard.
Well,
What?
Joe said that he's one of the instructors that does the attack program.
He is.
And Karen said he's really nice. She said he's very methodical, though, and she said, so whatever that means. She said some people have a hard time with that kind of learning, but she said, I think, she said, you and Shig should get along just fine.
Shig is totally blind also.
Okay.
And he's just a very
nice gentleman.
Instructor, and he's very good with computers.
Yes.
Well, Joe Todd has taught me because he said what you're going to go into is, he said, you're going to notice. He said, they're going to cover a lot of stuff. But he said, I've taught you some of the basics. So he said, you actually may have a leg up.
You will. And just keep notes and practice in the evenings. You know, don't run out and go to the bars all the time.
No.
Homework.
I do the assignments and.
Exactly. You'll make it. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult.
I never thought I would, because Faith, that was the thing, because back then, they were talking about, me doing assembly and telephone operating. I never thought I would get to the point where I could actually be doing computers. I don't know if I could have done it back then, because that was a new concept. I'll tell you, when I went to Arkansas, copying and pasting documents, I lost so doggone many of them. I was like, I feel like I fell off a turnip truck.
Yeah,
but you know what? We mostly had the phone all our lives, than anything else, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. We had nothing but the telephone.
Yes,
you're right.
Thank you. Now, what about Mark? Does he come on here? Pastor Mark?
Mark.
We haven't.
Mr. Bossy, can you answer that?
Yeah, I can answer that. He's has a lot of difficulty even dialing a phone. And, he doesn't really use a computer. He works on computers, but he doesn't really use one.
He's a genius on those computers.
And so it's kind of ironic that, he has difficulty with these kind of things. I was, when we had our winter camp thing happening back in February, I made a kind of a poster with extremely large digits for the phone number. And when it came time to do it, he wasn't feeling well and didn't want to attempt it. So anyway, so he's
you gotta love Mark, though. I mean, the man is amazing.
He is.
There's not.
He really is.
To describe Mark.
Well, this is Faith Meadows again. Bazar Balut is a young man, and I think he was born with the electronics in his brain, but he can set your iPhone up where you can just tell it to call.
Who's that?
It will. Bazar Balut. He's a young man that lives in Dearborn, Michigan, and he works with Ira. And, maybe one day we...
I've heard of Ira. My dad and stepmother were telling me about that. Just sort of ironic, because back in the day, you're probably my actual mother at the center when her and my dad came to pick me up. She unfortunately went to be with the Lord in 2009 because of stage 4 lung cancer. So that was a bit of a tough. Well, that was a hard loss, is what that was.
Yeah. Ron, do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have 3 sisters and a brother. The one, sort of ironic, we're talking about my mother. My sister, Robin, has just went into remission from lung cancer.
Oh, okay.
She went through a hard regimen of chemo and radiation.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Don and Judy have their hand raised.
Yep. Yeah, I'm inquiring about the training school in Kalamazoo. I'm inquiring about their attack problem. Not problem, attack
program.
Is that the martial arts, or exactly what's involved with that? what is the age limit on people getting into it?
Okay, Ron, you're going there, so you can tell him.
I think the word attack, I think it's an acronym. I don't know exactly what that stands for, but so basically, Don, what they do, I don't know about the age limit, but from what I've heard, from what my ATI told me, you pretty much learn everything. Microsoft Word, Outlook Express, how to do spreadsheets, how to write a business letter, and probably a whole lot of other stuff that I don't even know about.
Oh, I thought it had to do with the martial arts program, like karate and things like that.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought too. So
it's a 10-week course, Don. Monday through Friday, you're in that computer lab 8 hours a day.
Oh. Okay, well, thank you.
And
it's totally different than what I thought it was.
I have the answer. ATTAC is ATAC, Adaptive Technology and Computers.
Oh, okay. There it is.
That?
It's entirely different, yeah.
And it's almost like a college course in learning computers.
Mm.
Good. Hey, thanks, Kathy. Hey, I was wondering if we could take a pause. And I had asked Pastor Art to maybe give us a devotion to start off today. And so everybody's having such a good time chatting. I didn't want to break anything up, but I was wondering, Art, if you wouldn't mind at least starting out with a prayer. We've had recently, Wayne LaPierre's, maybe before you came on, had a heart attack yesterday. So we want to remember him. He's, I guess, Phyllis, he's resting in a hospital, or what's his status at this point?
Yeah, he called me this morning. He said that the doctor came in, both heart doctors came in, and they're not sure what they're going to do it because Wayne's at a high risk because his veins are so thin, and if they do a open heart surgery on him, they might lose him. So he's a difficult case. But he said he was feeling pretty good this morning.
Good. That was my mother's expressions. He was pretty good. My mother would say, pretty good. Oh, pretty good, you know. Oh, okay.
Who's in the hospital?
Wayne
LaPierre, Port Huron.
Port Huron, okay.
So let's go ahead, Art.
Let's go ahead and give Art the floor.
Okay. That I was looking in Luke 6:27, and but say to those who are willing to hear, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. If someone slaps you on your cheek, offer the other as well. If someone takes your coat, don't hold your shirt either. Give to everyone who asks, don't demand anything back for those who take them. Treat everyone the same way that you want them to treat you. And I was quickly looking through scriptures this morning, and this seemed like an appropriate message it came to mind for the group this morning, that we have been, many of us have had experiences in the world where we've been, what should we say, shortchanged, and then people have looked down on us because of our situation. And so a reminder Jesus says, the old golden rule, treat people in the same way that you want them to treat you. And so with that, let us turn to God in a few moments of prayer. Dear God, we come to you this morning in celebration of your wonderful love that you've given to us, and that you've cared for us and given us your Son. We ask your blessing upon our gathering here this day, of those who are able to be here and those who couldn't make connection, those who were under the weather, as it were, and especially Wayne, who's had this heart attack, but feeling pretty good today. Lord, be with each one. You know our needs, you know our concerns. And Lord, at the same time, fill us with your love, that we may be persons reflecting your love and God's love through us to all the world, wherever we go. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Great. Well, we had Barry Allen join us, one of our favorite people.
Hi, Mary Ellis.
Oh, this is Barry Allen.
Mary Allen.
Barry.
Okay.
Barry Allen.
Barry.
Oh, Barry.
He's
Mr.
our-
Allen. I'm sorry.
He's
Yeah.
the boss.
Hi there, everybody.
He's the boss
Hi.
at camp.
Barry, how are you?
Doing good.
It's Ron.
Yep, rock and Ron.
Yeah, so like I said, what I'm thinking what's going to be exciting is when we have this winter camp next year, it's going to be a huge celebration because we've been out of it for
A year.
what is it, 1 year?
2 years.
Has it?
2 years.
It'll be
because
2
of
years
the
when we
virus.
meet.
Our
Has it
last
been
camp
2
was-
years without winter camp? Yeah, it has, hasn't it?
It's been 2 because we hadn't had camp since 2019.
No, actually, we did.
Oh,
we did
We
have
had
it.
camp
Yeah,
last
right.
year.
Yeah,
We finished camp just before the world shut down for COVID.
right.
Yes.
Oh, we only missed one camp.
Yeah,
Only
right.
missed one.
Okay.
When we get together in a normal year, it's 1 year since we got together. So we missed one. So this will be 2 years since we last got together.
Wow, this is
Yep,
going to be
it's
exciting.
2 years. Oh, it's going to be fun.
I have a
It's
feeling
time to
that
party.
who is that
Well-
talking?
I think that was Gwen. But Rosemary, do you have an update on summer camp?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I do. I can give that to you in just a second.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah, Gwen was probably happy as a clam too at winter camp. I always
That's fun. I had a blast. I can't wait to come back to next year.
Me either. Me either.
Can't wait to be with my friends.
Okay, can people hear me okay?
Laughing,
Can people
yeah.
I hear
me
ya.
okay?
We can hear
Okay.
you.
yeah, we got you.
All right, so this is the story for summer camp. First of all, we have met and we have decided we are going to do summer camp. It is going to be August 13th, 14th, and 15th. We are capping the number of campers because we still need to do some social distancing and such at 20 campers. That does not include, however, drivers, helpers, volunteers, that sort of thing, okay? And the 20 campers will be on a first come, first served basis. And with the application, we are asking that if you've been vaccinated, only people who have been vaccinated are going to be allowed this year, and we need to have a copy of your vaccination to show that you have had your COVID vaccination. So that's what we're doing. And for those who may have not been on the call last month, we do have an issue with transportation. There is no Greyhound any longer between Grand Rapids and Muskegon. So anyone who needs to, come from different parts of the state, gonna have to try to figure out how to make that happen. I would consider the locals Lions clubs, perhaps, I don't know what other resources people have in other areas, because with the COVID, things have shifted and changed quite a bit. If there's enough people who can, and then we don't even know what the Grand Rapids, what the schedule is, because the last time I knew, the buses didn't even come into Grand Rapids till late at night. So I'm not sure what the deal is at this point. Transportation is the only issue, real issue we have at this point. So, applications we are going to be sending those out probably after the 4th of July. So, if you get one, you think, you want to come, you think you're going to be able to make it, please let us know. And like I said, first come, first served, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Gwen has
Yes,
a
go ahead,
question.
question.
You have my
Gwen?
address, right?
Ask again, I'm sorry, get close to your microphone, I can't hear you.
I said you do have my address to send me an application, right?
I believe so. If not, if Roger has it, Roger, you've sent the information to Jack from Winter Camp, correct?
Yes, Roger should have my address.
Okay, then we should have it then.
Okie dokie. I'll be looking forward to the mail.
I've got
When
your
did you come to camp the last time?
I came to winter camp and we were supposed to have done summer camp, but that's when the world crashed down. So I didn't get to experience my first summer camp yet.
Okay, so you may or may not get an invitation, because I believe they kind of were thinking that because on our regular list we have like 150 campers, and when we had our last actual camp we had, I believe, 35 people who attended. So I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that Danae is thinking of only sending out the application to those people who came last time. But if you want an application, have Roger send me, email me your address, and I'll give it to her and make sure you get an application sent out, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Other questions?
This is Roger, Rosemary. I'm in my office, which is my son's temporary bedroom, and he was asking me a question. What is your cap on camper numbers?
20.
20, okay.
20. But like, if you guys have volunteers that want to come up, that we're not counting those people as the 20 campers.
Right. And the date again?
13th, 14th, and 15th of August.
That'll be the day of my birthday, the 13th.
Oh, cool. Remind us.
Well, that's great. I think that's great that you guys are going to go ahead and do that. So,
well, like I said, with some restrictions, next year we probably won't have the restrictions we need to do for this year.
Well, the world's finally coming back from it, thank God. I had COVID. And it's no joke.
Okay. And are there any other questions?
No.
Okay. Nope. If anyone does have a question, don't hesitate to email me. And if you need my email, if you know how to contact Roger, he can get it to you, because I can give it to you over, and I'll give it to you on this recording. It's my first name, Rosemary, so it'd be ROSEMARIE dot, last name Facilla, F as in Frank, ACILLA at Comcast.net.
It's sort of funny because Jack calls her Felicia. I don't know why.
That's okay. I have had the most craziest pronunciations of my last name. The worst one was Fakala, so come on.
I was sitting here trying to pronounce it, and I thought it said Felicia.
Well, a lot of people do Felicia or Facia. That's another one.
Okay, pronounce it again, Rosemary.
It's Facilla.
Facilla.
And I'm not silly, thank you.
We know that. You're just a lot of fun and cheerful.
I've had people say Facilia, and I go, no, I'm not silly, thank you.
Facilia? Facilla.
Yes, it's Facilla.
Okay. Because at first I thought it was Facillo. No, it was an L-O.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Is Shirley gonna come? I hope she comes with
at this point she's looking at it, but right now she's having some family issues, and
okay.
Things are kind of who knows what at this point.
Yeah, Shirley is a nice person.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. Yeah, she and I are planning on having her come up, because being she's in Indiana, if her daughter and son-in-law can't drive her up, I'll probably help her and give her an airplane ticket to come up and go back. So, because Greyhound doesn't run anymore, and she can't get here by Greyhound any longer.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
This town's all messed up on this. I mean, they've gone and made the transportation virtually non-existent here. I don't know if this is because of Rona, but we're only running till like 5:30 Saturday. We don't run anymore. I think that was a bad move, but the powers to be, unfortunately. I don't know.
It's a big mess.
What city are you in?
Muskegon. We're usually the last thing to get any piece of the pie in the state, unfortunately. I hate to say that, but it's just one of those. For those of you, I don't know if any of you game online or are into computer games. There is a free gaming site called RS Games. You can play all kinds of different games: Monopoly, Blackjack, Yahtzee, Farkle, which is like it's a dice game.
RS Games for the blind.
RS Games. The easiest way to find it is you go to www.pcsgames.net. Then when you go there, you click on accessible Windows games and where to find them. And then you go to the link where it says Ryan Smith's RS Games, or if you want to just download, and then you can download the client. Then what you do is you create a free account. They'll send you an email with a temporary password. You just copy and paste that into the client, and you can change that password because it's usually a code. Once you're set up with the account, you just you create a username and password, and once you're set up with the account, you start playing the games, and you can play with anyone from all around the world.
Okay. All right.
And there's a voice chat option too.
Okay. Because generally most games the blind can't play because they need the voice, but most games you can't play with the voices.
No, this RS Games client is that they took that problem right away. It's specifically for the blind.
Okay.
Yeah, the website, I'm looking at it right now. It doesn't even have any pictures. It's all words. So everything's a link.
Now, who was that just said
That's
that?
Kathy.
Kathy Koenig.
Now, I'm not to be facetious, but where do you come to play? Where do you come in at? Because I saw your name and I don't think I remember you.
No, I joined up with the Winter Camp family last year. So I was at camp I did 2 years of camp or 1 year of camp?
1 year, I think.
I did 1 year of camp.
Are you a Lion?
Yes, I am. I have been a Lion since 2001. I
started
in Grand Rapids, and now I'm in Ann Arbor Evening.
Okay, can you give me that website one more time, please? This is Marion Ward from Dearborn Heights.
So you don't have to follow that entire path. Barry's just pasted the link in here for us, so we can skip the first 3 steps and go right to RS Games.
RS Games,
.org.
.org.
/ downloads.
Okay.
.php. .php.
PHP, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's it.
That's all you need.
So
thank you, ma'am.
So on
You're
there,
welcome. Thank you, Gary.
If you see a Robin Hood 0093 on there, that's me.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Allen.
There is a voice chat feature too.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Control-Shift-V. Don't quote me, but it'll actually tell you when you start a game. I think. Don't quote me, but if you go on the site, there's information on how to enable it. You just plug a headset in and enable it, and then you're ready to go.
Ready to go. Okay. Thank you, sir.
So while we're talking about computer stuff, the last time we met, there were some questions and some discussion about the phasing out of Microsoft Explorer to Microsoft Edge. And
yeah, I saw that on my phone.
So
keep going, Roger.
Anyway, so I had asked JJ Medaugh to join us today and see if he could talk about that a little bit. He is involved in an early Father's Day celebration and couldn't join us, but he he wrote out a few things about this that we can talk about, because if you're using Microsoft Windows, the Explorer was the browser that they used, and so that's no longer being supported by Microsoft, and they replaced that with a browser called Microsoft Edge. And so I guess if you get an update, and Kathy, really you're more qualified to talk about this than me, obviously, but the question I had was, how does that impact like folks who are using applications for visually impaired folks? And so
may I interject?
Ron's been doing the training. Let's let Ron tackle this one.
All right. So Joe Todd told me that stay away from Internet Explorer because he said it's not supported. Now, he said in the very beginning, Edge was very inaccessible, but him and I have worked with Edge. And I can tell you, surprisingly, in my dealings with Edge, it's just as good because they've come a long way. It's just as good as the old Internet Explorer. Google Chrome is good. I've not worked with that a whole lot, but here's a neat feature about Microsoft Edge. On certain websites, it'll say enhanced reader available. Now, what that is when it says enhanced reader available, you hit the F9 key and it'll actually read like articles to you and stuff like that. So that's a real nice feature that they've included. It's nice that they did. It's nice that Microsoft is actually thinking about us in their development. So no, I don't use. I'd like to delete Internet Explorer, but I don't. Well, I won't do it because I'm afraid. I don't know if it would interfere with other programs. But just
yeah, you don't really want to delete Internet Explorer. You just want to ignore it. But yeah, Edge came out, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago by now. And so Internet Explorer has not been the standard for quite a number of years. And a lot of people switched to Chrome because Edge wasn't really fully functional when it first came out.
Yes.
So it's good to hear that they've made some improvements.
This is Rosemary. May I speak to that issue?
Go ahead.
Yes.
When Internet Explorer started where it was not being accepted by different websites that I use, I switched over to the Google Chrome. And for the most part, I have found Chrome to be very usable. I've worked a little bit with the Microsoft Edge as well. And there are some things that at first, when I first got my computer with Windows 10 and Microsoft Edge way back 2016, Edge was totally inaccessible. They have improved it greatly since then, and I have used it from time to time. And I find that it's not quite as good as Internet Explorer was yet. There's certain features that still don't always work with either Chrome or Edge. And at times I'll still pop up the old Internet Explorer to get to where I need to go. But like, for example, sometimes on websites like a banking website, the combo boxes sometimes are not always, like when you're using Internet Explorer, you just could hit the space bar when you opened it up and you could get the list. Now you have to kind of play around with it a little bit before you can get the list to come up so that you're selecting what you want instead of it just selecting the first item on the list. But for the most part, I think, as I said, I've used Chrome pretty extensively, but Microsoft Edge, as it improves and as it, because I know that, Vispero has been working with Microsoft, hand in hand to create some accessibility. And I think since they use the Chrome-based browser for Edge now, that's improved it quite a bit. So if people haven't had an opportunity to try it, they should go back and try it now and see how that works for them.
Now, where are there?
Hold on, Ron. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's funny you mentioned the combo boxes because I don't know, for 15 plus years now, if I'm on a web page and I want to fill out a form using just the keyboard, I shouldn't have to reach for my mouse. I should be able to use the keyboard. And when you get to those combo box lists, they just don't function right with keyboard controls. They're just a pain.
Now, are you sighted, Kathy, or?
Yes, I'm sighted, but I've done years of computers and computer support and.
Yeah, and it's usually the combo boxes that you have to struggle with. But what I found out with the combo boxes is once you open it up, if I hold down my control key and then I do my down arrows, that it'll display the different items in the box then.
Okay, yeah.
Now, have any of you ever went on the Reading Services website for the blind in Michigan?
Mm-mm.
Okay, now there's two of them. You have WKAR out of Lansing. I mean, they have a regular station, but they also have a reading service that you can listen to free. There's also another site called thesightseer.org. That is our local Grand Rapids Lions Club reading service. Now, what they do is they read all kinds of periodicals. They have some religious programming on Sundays. They have a church service twice. You have a chaplain that comes out at 9 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock at night named Roland Gertie. You also have an older show called Night Sounds that comes on with a guy named Bill Pierce, who is no longer with us, but they run that every Monday through Friday, and they run it on Sunday, and he covers different topics of religious faith. Now, the Sightseer, they do their own programming, but they get a lot of their programming from another reading service called Gatewave in New York. So they partner with a Gatewave reading service to bring, and like I say, they read like books, some newspapers. They'll read the Grand Rapids Press every night, news and comment, and all kinds of other stuff. So you always have something interesting. Now today on the Sightseer, they run old time radio programs on Saturday because obviously it's the weekend, so they like to mix it up. But you see a lot like Have Gun Will Travel is one of them, and other stuff. So they have done a really good thing. When you enter the website, it's really easy. They have a listen live link, and you just hit enter a space bar, and it'll open up the audio, and it's really, really nice.
Excuse me. Do they still have? This is Marion Ward from Dearborn Heights. Do they still have the Detroit radio international service? Do they still have that? Because I had one of their radios and I moved out here and I couldn't get it. So I don't even know what a radio is right now.
Yeah, I don't know anymore because I know the library used to give out the radio kinds, the closed circuit radios at one time. That's that I haven't had one in years, not since I lived in Salt Lake. So I don't know.
Yeah, because you used to go down on Cass Street to get it. I don't know where it is now, where you can get it now. Since
I don't even know if they do that anymore, to be honest.
Okay, because the rehab is no longer there. So because Mike, what's his name, Mike?
Gino?
No, the one that went to Smart. Mike, you know who I'm talking about, that went to Smart. They used to be the mobility instructor down at the rehab. He used to know about all of that.
Mike Patton?
I think you're trying to say
yes,
Michael
Mike Patton. Yeah, he used to know all of that. So, good question.
Are you thinking of the Detroit Radio Information Service?
That's it.
That's the one.
Yeah. And
let's see what it says.
And I had one of their radios, but it wouldn't get it out here when I moved out here to Dearborn Heights.
Yeah, because a lot of those radios only had a certain frequency range depending upon where you lived.
Mhm. And I was surprised,
Has anyone heard
because
from
they're closed
Gerald?
circuit radios that they only had certain areas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they're still doing.
Say, for example, Grand
Facebook.
Rapids had a radio reading service, but I could not get that here in Muskegon because we were too far away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Somebody asked, they heard from someone.
Well, it says they're still doing it. You just might be out of range, but you can listen to it on their webpage.
Okay.
If you go to wdet.org/DRIS.
Wait a minute. Let me write that down. Yep. Okay, hang on a moment. You know, you try to get.
I'm going to put that chat there too.
Okay, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Why?
Are you doing Braille or slate and stylus?
No, I'm not. I'm doing it writing it in print in a pencil.
Oh, you're a high partial, right?
No, not. I don't consider myself a high partial, but I can see well enough to write and read print. I use a magnifying glass now. Okay, now what is that site again?
WDET.
WDET.
Yeah, like Detroit. WDET.
Okay.
.org. /D as in Detroit. So DRIS.
Okay, DRIS. Okay, this is their website. Okay.
Yeah, and right at the top it has a button that says listen.
Okay.
And then it brings up a player.
Okay. All right. Got it. Got it.
But I don't want to blast everybody, so I'm not going to press the button right now.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Kathy. Okay.
Google is my friend.
Oh, yeah. I use Google on my phone, too, so.
Has anyone heard from about Gerald? Is he still with us, or?
Which Gerald?
Campbell.
Oh, Jerry.
Jerry Campbell.
Jerry Campbell. Yes, I think he is. When we were organizing the first winter camp session, I talked to his sister, and she was I don't know. I mean, I don't take this the wrong way, but she said that she felt that he would have a hard time trying to connect virtually. He's still around. So he's still around, and I think he's doing fine. We'll probably see him again next year at camp. So
now you guys remember a fellow named Jerry from Battle Creek? That's why I say Gerald, because we've got like two Jerrys when we go to camp, and
that'd be Jerry Sigourney.
He's funny because Jay and I were talking about music, and there's an alternative group called Cake, and Jerry's like, well, he said, what about ice cream? And just the way he said it, I mean, Jason and I just about rolled on the floor laughing, because Jerry's got a way of just doing these comebacks that are just like, huh? Where did that come from? I mean,
there is a band called Ice Cream.
What?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
The Ice Cream Band. Founded in 2014. Yep.
Oh,
from San Francisco.
I'll have to tell Jason that. Oh my Lord, he's gonna laugh.
Okay.
I'm surprised he didn't connect with us.
Well, we're running close to 2:00 here. Roger, do we have anything else on the agenda we want to bring up?
Well, I just had a message from Andrea Ordway, and she got lost when she was trying to mute her video or audio, I think. And but anyway, she is interested in what the programs that are offered by the Commission for the Blind for the fall. She would like to attend and learn some more mobility. Get some mobility training and work as a volunteer at a nursing home. So anyway, that was a question, and I know we've been talking a lot about the commission. And is there a way to find out what their courses are? I guess just go to their website.
Yeah, I put the
Face.
classes in the chat, the link to classes.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Faith.
No, I was just saying she needs to contact her counselor and to see if she will be able to go to the training center, because I think they're going to have a limited amount of people. And she may be able to get some of the services in her home. I don't know if they're still doing that. But tell her to contact the Michigan Bureau of Blind Persons.
The Bureau of Blind Persons, yeah.
Well, the other catch is that Andrea Ordaway is in New Hampshire.
No, this she's in Ovid, Michigan.
She's in Michigan.
Who am I thinking
Yeah,
of that?
Andrea's in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Who's the one
So
from New
she needs
Hampshire?
to contact her counselor.
I don't recall her name, but well,
Okay.
She was on the last call.
yeah, she's been on the calls pretty much all the time, I think.
Yeah, she has been.
But anyway, I did have a couple of other things, and one of them relates to winter camp. Well, actually, that's what I was going to ask about, was winter camp 2022, and I guess piggybacking on what Rosemary discussed about summer camp, and should we require proof of vaccination, and whether you have a card or something like that. You know,
Yes, they should.
So anyway, I think that's a good idea.
Yes.
You know, because it's, you know, we want to make sure everybody's safe. Whether or not we have to limit numbers for camp, I don't know. That's going to be something we'll have to look at as time goes on.
I think it should be patients that have had their second shot to be perfectly safe.
Well, most people, well, I don't know. I guess a lot of people haven't gotten their second shot.
Well, you're not considered fully vaccinated unless you've had 2 shots and 2 weeks have passed.
I'm fully vaccinated.
That's right.
The only exception to that is if you've had the Johnson & Johnson, because that's only a 1-shot deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Marion, your hand is up.
Okay, I think we should. I made the suggestion to Mr. Bossy about that back in the winter, because I mean, nobody wants to catch anybody's germs. So that was just not the original. Don't bring the original copy. Just make a copy. When you send in your medical doctor and your medicines in the application, make a copy of your vaccine shots, and you must have both of them and the card to send it in. Otherwise, you shouldn't be able to come to camp.
Yeah, that's how, Marion, that's how we're doing it too. We're asking people to send a copy of their vaccination card to indicate that they have both shots and or that they've had the Johnson & Johnson shot for, you know, because that's only
right. You said summer, but I had suggested it for the winter as well.
Well, I agree with you, you know, for the winter camp as well. I'm just saying that that's what we're doing. That's why we're doing it for summer. So, yeah.
Okay, so now, do I press star 9 to go off or what?
Star 6.
Star 6 to go off.
No, I mean, I can still talk right now, like I'm talking now.
I already lowered your hand.
Okay, thank you.
Your hand is
normally you would do star 9 over again.
Okay.
But I put hands down after we call on you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Pronounce your last name, Kathy.
Koning. Koning.
Koning.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, Koning. Okay.
It's like ice cream.
Well, I mean, okay. But do anybody agree with me on that, though?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, agreement.
I think you have a
I think we're all
unanimous, hey, Roger, I think you have a unanimous agreement on that.
I would say so.
Yeah, we're all in agreement with you, Marion.
Okay.
That's proper in this situation.
Well, something else too. Are we gonna have? Because I want to know so I can make the train reservations. Are we really gonna have winter camp next year?
I don't see why not.
Okay. Can I go ahead of you? I got a calendar for 2022. If you all don't mind. Okay, go ahead and talk it out.
Won't that be the first, Roger, won't that be like the first weekend?
I know, first weekend in February, but I'll look and see. But
that would be the 4th to the 6th?
Yes.
Don't jump the gun, because Roger has to make sure he can clear that with the camp.
Right.
Right, I know. I won't. Okay, I won't.
Okay, but
I won't. I promise.
Yeah, because as soon as Roger lets people know that the camp is actually going to happen, then go ahead and make your reservations at that point. But I would not recommend doing it right now, because if the camp has some changes and or there's some shifts and changes in COVID between now and then that we're not aware of, that you don't want to be so far ahead.
Okay, but I'm saying if you do it, it'll be February 4th, 5th, and 6th of 2022.
Yep.
Exactly.
Would be the target.
Right, 4th, 5th, and 6th. I mean, I got a calendar here, goes 5 years from 2018 to 22. So that's how I'm able to look.
Yeah, I agree. Put it on the calendar. Don't overbook yourself.
Right.
You could also do the second weekend in February, depending on what the camp facilities are saying, and so you gotta kind of look at the overall.
Okay, the second week is the 11th, 12th, and 13th.
That's a possibility, so we don't know yet.
Okay, so I won't do anything until Mr. Bossy let me know.
Right.
Hey, boss.
You've got plenty of time to make the reservation, Marion. So.
Okay, all right. So I can get it at the lowest price. So.
Yeah, Roger the boss.
That's why I say, okay, boss.
If you had, if you had made a reservation, like for instance, if we had tried to do camp this last February and you had made a reservation, you could probably have canceled it or deferred the reservation due to COVID. Okay. So.
Okay. No, I didn't do anything yet, but I just thought I'd ask. So you'll let me know when, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We'll be sending.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
are you going to let us all know with email, Roger, about that?
I'm sorry, Ron, I didn't catch that.
I said, are you going to let us all know through email when that is going to happen?
Yeah, we'll send out an advance notice like we have in the past. Just to say, hey, we're going to have camp and it's going to be this date, and here's all the things we put into that. So that's
okay.
That usually comes out in like
November.
And then we send the applications out in like late October, early November.
Okay.
So that's kind of the timing that we use for that. One thing we haven't really talked about some of this stuff, but we, I don't know, Kathy, we might be able to do an electronic registration for camp.
Just like last year or this year.
It'd be a little more involved than what we did for the virtual winter camp, but and I know some people aren't really capable of doing that. So, but it actually would save us a little money if we didn't have to mail out all those applications in paper. But I don't know. I mean, not everybody's comfortable with that. They'd rather have the paper application. But if there are people who were willing to do an electronic reservation, that would save us a little bit of postage. But
I've never actually.
Would a phone call be cheaper, maybe?
I think we learned a lot this year that everyone has a preference and a comfort zone.
Yeah.
And so we had about a dozen people that were on our phone call list, and then another 10 or so on the text only, or does text messages but doesn't do email type thing. So we're going to hit all the formats.
Hey, Roger, I tell you what, you call me and you can fill out my application for me. I'll be your verbal. I'll tell you what to put on it. You fill it out for me.
No way. You're only 28 years old and you are computer savvy. You're going to fill out the electronic form.
I had a hard time trying to do electronically when we set up the winter camp for virtual. Roger had to call me and walk me through it almost, because I couldn't figure out where it was and where to go.
Can you do email? You just type all your basic information into an email and we'll enter it.
Okay, that worked for me too then.
I have done that very often for people, but it does take a little bit of time, and glad to do it. But if you can do it yourself, then
it's much better, right, Roger?
That's preferable.
Well, I got Roger's email, so when it comes to winter camp, I'll fill it all out and send it to you in email then, Roger.
All right.
Hey, if us oldsters can do it, you youngsters can do it too.
Exactly.
Well, some of us that don't have computers, that's why we're suggesting a phone. But other than that,
definitely,
it's okay to, I don't mind sending out the application at all. But we send a lot of them out, and then we don't get a lot of them back. So
right, it's costly to send those all out like that.
Right.
My sister can walk circles around me when it comes to a computer.
So it's always a good
Don,
idea.
you can call us anytime.
Have a helper, and I know Don and Judy, you guys have.
Thank you.
Guys with that. So,
no problem.
That's.
I know if we had to do electronically, Ron, that I could go ahead and scan my card into my computer and then send it as a PDF file along with my application. So.
Yeah, that's what that's the next question I was going to ask is, when we say people have to be vaccinated, are we going to ask for a copy of their, we'll see how summer camp goes, and then we'll be better fitted, better knowledgeable for how we want
for winter camp. Okay, good.
Right. Yeah, we're going to let Rosemary test some things out for us.
I mean, if I can't do summer camp this year, I hope I get to do it next year at least, depending on how this year goes for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
I won't feel too bad if I don't get an application, but I'll also understand at the same time.
Okay. Well, it's good to have a heads up on that, Rosemary.
Yeah.
So another question I had on camp was, are there other activities that you guys would like to do or programs that you would like to have offered at camp? We've done some, we always have the bingo. We always have the crafts. We have a Vesper service with Art or Mike. Let's see, what else do we do inside? Of course we eat, but
and we talk a lot.
There's chess. The chess guy. He actually has a new board, a Braille board for camp. But we did some healthy cooking a couple of years ago with Terry Huffman about diabetes, and last year we had a massage therapist that actually a little bit more than that was a friend of Mr. Bill Chapman's. She came and had some folks get kind of a therapeutic massage, and I don't know what all about that, but just looking at different things that we might do for camp.
I like the bird cabin.
The cane repair guys. That'd be cool to have
there.
them again.
They'll be there.
And Roger, one time you had the petting zoo come. That was kind of cool. I don't know if you can do that again.
I don't remember that.
Well,
that must have been before my time.
They kind of do that there at the center, at the outdoor center, because they have like snakes that are residents there.
The snake room.
Yeah, they let us touch all the snakes in the snake room one time, but they had a petting zoo. They brought like little rabbits and other, furry animals that you could touch and feel. And it was pretty cool.
I love you guys, but if you guys go towards the snakes, I'm going the other way. I don't like snakes.
I'm with you.
The snakes are cool.
I'm gonna bring a backgammon board and donate it to the winter camp, because I got this years ago. It's never really been used because I don't know how to play it, but I'm sure there's somebody that would actually get some use out of it. I've never actually learned how to play it fully.
So speaking of game boards, does anybody play cribbage?
What is that?
Yes.
It's a card game with a board and little pegs.
I don't know how to play, but if you teach me how to play it, I'll play it.
I don't know how to play.
I know how
I heard
to play.
somebody say yes. Who said
yes?
I know how to play. Margaret.
Okay.
That's Marion.
So we had
Well, there's a guy who's doing whiteboards now. So they contrast better.
Right. It's a gentleman that's associated with like the cribbage. It's like an association of cribbage players, and he makes white boards with black pegs for visually impaired individuals, and he makes them for free. And so that used to be a big deal at winter camp, and some of you who've been there for a while might remember that. Apparently there used to be cribbage tournaments, you know, and so I don't know if anybody remembers that, but
yeah, I remember.
No, I think it would be cool if someone could actually bring up a Monopoly board there too, because you know that used to be a big game years ago. People always like playing it.
Now you're talking my game. I love Monopoly.
I have a Catopoly board. Anybody want to play Catopoly?
What?
That would be kind of fun. It's a form of Monopoly, but it's all with cats instead of just the regular Monopoly. It'd be fun.
I'll bring my Catopoly board.
All right, I'll play that. That sounds like fun.
Is that in Braille?
Yeah, it does sound like fun.
No, but I wonder if I could retrofit it.
Yeah.
Well, because I do have a Braille Monopoly game.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
a Braille Monopoly board
that
with
would be
Braille money and Braille everything.
Oh, sweet.
Braille and large print properties, Braille and large print.
That sounds
sounds good.
I've had it for
maybe.
I bought it years ago from the American Foundation for the Blind in New York when I was visiting a friend of mine, and brought it back when I was living in Salt Lake City. It's shortly after I became blind, and I still have it, and it's still intact. So
okay.
Awesome.
I may be getting a game called Freeze Up from the Speak to Me catalog, and that's Freeze Up is a game where you get 3 or 4 people at a time, and they give you a category, and you have 60 seconds to guess as many words in that category. Like they'll say the category is an animal and the letter is B. So basically, if you're the last person that can't think of anything, it basically tells you you're frozen out because you lost. You couldn't think
fast enough.
Talks. Okay. And it talks. It's on the Speak to Me catalog. They got a lot of fun games on there.
Yeah, they do. Lots of games.
I wish they had a Battleship game for the blind out, as far as like Braille Battleship.
I love that game.
Oh,
I play a long time online.
You really don't need a Braille Battleship game if you have the one that has the pegs.
Yeah.
Because I have that
physical
one.
game.
Yeah.
The what?
You just put put the things in the little pegs on your board, and as long as you know your coordinates, you don't really need a. But years ago, they had the electronic Battleship game. That was kind of fun too.
Now, did you have to see to play that one?
The electronic Battleship?
Yes.
Or the peg one? No.
I'm gonna say because my parents had the electronic one and we play it, but it also has where you can play against the computer, so you can play by yourself. And I play it, and I have some eyesight, but I still play it. And sometimes because of the letterings be so small, I had to put my fingers over the letters and the alphabets to feel where I'm going.
Yeah.
You can also play it online too.
I would think that the physical one could be brought to camp, and we could do that. We might do a game room in addition to the bingo.
Yeah, that might be fun.
That RS Games has got Battleship, and it's funny because when you destroy a battleship, it sounds like breaking glass.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. An electronic one will go kaboom.
Yeah, it's like you sunk my battleship.
Blow it up.
You sunk my ship. How rude.
And they've got a fishing.
One time
they have a fishing game on the Speak to Me catalog too. It comes with a little pole, and you throw your line on the board, and then it actually, when a fish takes it, you actually feel the fish nibbling on the little
line
fishing pole. Yes, I think I want that game. That I saw it, I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, this could be fun.
It'd be fun to play Uno.
Yeah, Uno's a good game.
They've got that. They've got that on RS Games too.
I know. I know this past. I think it was this past year they came out with Uno with Braille on it, because I had seen it on Amazon. So I have it on my Amazon list for my birthday or Christmas. One of these years I'm going to get it, because I'm
get what?
It's Uno with Braille on it.
It's Braille cards instead of print cards.
Yeah, they have Braille on them.
That's been around for years and years. I had a Uno deck ages ago.
I don't know if they updated like the packaging or something, but I had noticed it on Amazon, and I told them, I was like, "Ooh, I'd like to get that," because You know, I do play games, and sometimes with the cards, it's hard for me to see. So it's like, oh, I'd like to get this, and my dad goes, I'd like to learn it.
Yeah. Are you on RS Games, Gwen?
No, I pretty much play like Google games on my phone and stuff like that.
All right, that must be a visual thing.
If you go
I
on,
play mine on my tablet.
if you go on Braille Superstore, they've got a lot of the card games within Braille.
Okay.
It's called Braille Superstore?
Yeah.
.com or .net?
.com.
Okay.
They got a lot of neat stuff on there, and it's when you buy it, it's all free shipping.
Do they and do they have board games on there too?
Yes. Yes.
I'd like to see a board game of life.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun.
I used to have that game years ago, but we couldn't translate it into using it for blind people, so I gave it away.
Yeah, they got life and easy money too. So.
Hey guys.
What's easy money?
Hey guys, the lively discussion is awesome, but I have to get going, and Roger's got family tying him up. I can see him on the video over there.
Okay.
So, how about we postpone further gaming discussion till August? We're not going to be able to meet in July because we've got other commitments, but how about we rediscuss this in August?
All right. Well, goodbye, everybody.
All right, guys.
Okay, we want to wish all the males on the line a happy Father's Day also.
Oh, yes. Happy Father's Day, guys.
Happy Father's Day to everybody.
All right, guys. See you later.
Have a good one.
Bye. Y'all have a blessed one.
Right.
Thank
You
you,
too.
Ryan, for having this Zoom call.
You're
thing.
welcome.
Thank
Now,
you.
when will the next Zoom meeting be?
In August.
It will be August. Hang on, let me pull out my calendar. 21.
Okay, but you'll
Then
be
you guys
sending
can
a
tell us
reminder,
all about summer camp.
and you'll be sending us
Yep, we'll send
a
a reminder.
reminder in July.
We'll send, we'll probably send a note in July just saying we're not having it, and then when we will be having it. So.
All right, and then you'll send another link. You'll send the link, like you did to.
Well,
Yep.
All right.
It's the same link every time, but we'll keep resending it.
Roger, the next time we talk, I'll be 29 years old.
Okay.
He's shaking in his boots, Gwen.
It's
Okay.
nice to talk to you all.
Happy Father's Day, Roger.
Well, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Okay.
Bye.